Hey there, everyone. I am Ashley from the Love and Light School of Crystal Therapy. I'm the founder and educational director here, and I am just so moved by the eclipse today and the events that happened that I really wanted to just sit for a few minutes and talk to you and connect with you about what you can do to work with these solar and lunar energies. So not just, of course, during the eclipse, which some of us have already had the pleasure of experiencing and some of us are still waiting to happen. And it was such a beautiful event. And I see Poonam is here. Hi, Poonam. Welcome. I'm so moved. And I just want you to be able to continue working with your crystals with these solar and lunar energies the rest of this week, the rest of this month, even, far beyond this eclipse event. Because I know so many of you have gotten really super motivated and you've been sending me beautiful pictures of your crystals charging outside in the eclipse energy. And I've just been really loving that. But what I thought is that I would talk about, crystals that connect with solar and lunar energy all the time. So you can continue to connect with these energies and bring them into your life. And I see Lavinia is here. Hello, Lavinia. Nice to see you. And Jackie. Hi, Jackie. So I thought how I would start is just to talk a little bit about some of these archetypal energies. So the moon is a very feminine energy. It's very receptive. It's about intuition. It's about the emotions. And then solar energy, the sun's energy, is very masculine. It's very dominant. It is about confidence and strength and bravery and inner power. But you can see how you need the balance of these two things, these two archetypal energies in your life to be really whole and healthy and balanced. And hi, Kimberly. I see Kimberly and I see Debbie. So hello. So what I thought I would do is talk about these different crystals that you can use to connect with those archetypal energies of the sun and the moon. So the sun, again, really masculine, really dominant, about confidence and inner strength and power, and the moon really receptive, about the intuition and the emotions. And how can we use our crystals to stay in touch with those energies beyond just this eclipse event, right? Because many of us have gone and charged our crystals with the eclipse energy and we've really been enjoying it that way. But what I thought is, let's talk about our favorite crystals for sun energy, solar energy, and moon energy, lunar energy. So for me, there are 5 moon crystals that I absolutely adore, that I really work with a lot. So the first is selenite. So selenite is actually named after the moon goddess Selene. So it has a very, very strong connection with lunar energy, especially when it's carved into spheres or flat disc shapes. You'll see selenite crystal chargers quite often carved into this shape. I'm just really kind of vibing on all the good energy and wanted to hop on and share with everybody. So selenite is my first choice for a great crystal for connecting with lunar energy. I think that it's really phenomenal for that because it is so feminine. It is connected to intuition, but it also has this quality of purification and cleansing, which you can think about as it connects to the emotions. This is about deep emotional cleansing. It's about release, emotional release. It clears away psychic debris and clutter from your aura, from your energy field. So that's my first great crystal for lunar energy. Next, I like to use one that's not really, necessarily what we think of as a crystal, but it's pearl. So pearl has a very strong connection with lunar energy as well, because if you think about a pearl, right, it's this perfect little sphere, and it looks like a tiny, tiny moon. And so especially some natural pearls even have little, craters and things on the surface, and they're just so gorgeous. So selenite, pearl, great for lunar energy. Also moonstone, of course, named after the moon. And there are so many varieties of moonstone that you can work with. And these can actually even connect to different phases of the moon. So black moonstone connects with the new moon, while white moonstone connects with the full moon. You can use rainbow moonstone to connect with any cycle of the moon. And rainbow moonstone, believe it or not, actually is not a true moonstone. It is actually a white labradorite. And so labradorite being the darker version of Rainbow Moonstone, is an excellent crystal to use for lunar energy as well, especially more connected with the idea of the new moon. And these are also very strongly related to intuition and the emotions and emotional balance. So you see how they connect to the archetypal energy of the moon, but they also have these other qualities that really bring them into a place where we can use them daily to connect with lunar energy, this quality of femininity and intuition. There's also peach or apricot moonstone, which is a really beautiful kind of pinkish color of moonstone. And so this is a really beautifully feminine stone. It connects with the energy of the womb. It's about the goddess within. It's about divine femininity. So this is a really powerful crystal. It's not as common, but you can find it. Then there's also coffee moonstone, and coffee moonstone isn't the silvery gray black of black moonstone, and it's not the apricot color of the apricot or peach moonstone. It's actually this really soft tan or brown. It's a very beautiful tone. It's a very earthy tone. So brown or coffee moonstone is about connecting the energy of the moon with the energy of earth and bringing that lunar energy down into the physical where we can actually utilize it and connect with it in a deeper way. So really beautiful stuff. Now, when we're talking about lunar energy, we can't go without talking about silver. So you might not think of silver when you're thinking about crystals for the moon and for lunar energy because it's a metal, but silver is actually also a crystal. It's a crystalline substance. So if you're thinking about maybe wearing jewelry to connect with these archetypal energies, if you had a moonstone or a pearl set in silver, then you'd be kind of doubling up on these lunar energies, and you'd really be amplifying the energy of that crystal by setting it in silver. Similarly, we'll talk about when we get to solar energy in just a minute, the complement to solar energy would be gold. And silver, again, thought to be very, very feminine, very receptive, stimulates intuition. So just absolutely amazing partner for some of these lunar energy crystals that we can use. And then finally, here's one that you might not generally associate with lunar energy, but it's one that I really have found connects with the energy of the moon in a really deep way, and that's blue kyanite. It has kind of that beautiful shimmer of the cosmos. It has that deep blue color of the night sky, and it's a fantastic energy for connecting with the moon. And so blue kyanite is great for balancing and aligning the chakra system. So when you think about the moon and you're thinking about how it relates to releasing stagnant emotions and balancing emotional energy, it's great to think about that on an energetic level, and blue kyanite really helps get to the core of that issue and works very quickly. When you're choosing a blue kyanite for this kind of work, I recommend one that has, a lot of blue kyanite has a really vibrant, deep, dark blue stripe down the center of it, because kyanite forms in these long blade-like crystals, or sometimes those blades will be stacked into like a fan shape. If you can find one with a deep, dark core to it, those I find are the best for this kind of work. This is about the coming together of those two energies and about being able to integrate them within ourselves. And a lot of people feel that eclipses are really powerful for working with your shadow side, for working with those parts of yourself that need improvement, that need work, that need adjustment. And the power and strength of the sun, and then that intuitive, receptive part of the moon coming together, allows us to really look at those different qualities of our shadow selves in a way that is really open-minded, that is without judgment, and that allows us to really transform those parts of ourselves. So that's really what this eclipse is all about. So this is about a shift. This is about a big transformation. This is about a new paradigm. So if you have something within yourself that you know needs shifting, if you've felt stuck or blocked, this is your opportunity to work with these energies and really co-create something new for yourself. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of my favorite crystals for lunar energy. Let's talk about some of my favorite crystals for solar energy. So the energy of the sun is so intensely powerful, and so you have some really big personalities when it comes to the crystals that connect with solar energy. So of course, one of the first that may come to mind is Sunstone, like Jackie mentioned, and Sunstone has this glittering quality to it. Now, we talked a lot about the moon being the balancer of the emotions. But what's really interesting is Sunstone, because of its vivid orange color, not only does it connect to solar energy, but it also connects to the energy of the Sacral Chakra, which is the home of the emotions. And this is especially where negative emotions can get stored over time, and releasing those is so important to more creativity in our lives, to the ability to manifest, to the ability to create change. Because if you think about the Sacral Chakra, it's also at the center for fertility and conception. This is where things are birthed into the world. And not just babies. This is also about birthing your creativity. This is about birthing your ability to manifest and call things to you that you need most. So Sunstone is a great stone to work with these solar and lunar energies because it has both of these qualities kind of innate to it, which is really cool. So the next solar crystal that I really like to use is Imperial Golden Topaz. This crystal, to me, embodies the energy of the sun like no other. This is a stone for happiness and joy and confidence and inner strength and personal power. This is a crystal for really helping you connect with like that inner warrior part of yourself. So although this is a very masculine energy, it's not overly dominant or forceful. It's not aggressive. But it's assertive. It's about standing in your power. And so if you're having issues with that or having trouble with that, if you're having trouble affirming why you matter, why you're important, Imperial Topaz can be amazing. It's a great, great stone for confidence boosting. Now, I also recommended, when we were talking about lunar energy, working with crystal jewelry that was set in silver because of that ability of silver to connect with the archetypal energy of the moon. Well, gold does that with the sun. So if you have a solar energy stone set in a piece of gold, definitely try working with that jewelry. So if you have a piece of that Imperial Topaz set in gold, another great solar stone that we don't talk about very often, thinking about it in a Western way, is ruby. So actually in Ayurvedic medicine, and when you look at Ayurvedic astrology and Navaratnas, the ruby is usually really strongly associated with the masculine energy of the sun and is commonly set in gold because those energies are so complementary. So bring out some of your gold jewelry if you have some, work with that energy over the next few weeks, and see how that helps bring things into balance. Now, another great crystal for solar energy is amber. This is one that it was actually thought to be fossilized sunlight by ancient peoples. And I just think that that is so beautiful, and it really sums up the energy of amber. Amber is so vibrant, but it's also just how I talked about, there are the coffee moonstone. It really brings the energy of the moon down to earth. Amber really brings the energy of the sun down to earth because it's an organic material. It's of this earth, but it really does capture the energetic qualities of the sun. So if you're looking for a way to bring those two things together, if you're having a hard time integrating the energy of this eclipse, which many of us are, it's been a time of big shift and crazy transformation and big changes that we may or may not have been ready for, but it feels like a lot of chaos or upheaval. Amber can really be your friend during this transition time. Now, the last crystal that I wanted to talk about for solar energy is Helia Door, because Helia Door is named for Helios, the god of the sun god. And so it really, again, embodies the archetypal energy of the sun. But it's really more, this is a masculine, dominant, forceful energy. This is about courage and bravery. So as you go through this transition time right now, as you go through these big changes that the energy of the eclipse has created, reach for a piece of Helia Door if you're struggling to really stand in your power, and be forceful about this, and not aggressive, just forceful, just dominant. in the energy that you want to create. So if you really need to give some direction to these changes and take control of it because you feel like otherwise it's just a runaway train, then you need to reach for a piece of Helia Door, because it can be so helpful in giving you some clarity and guiding your action and thought during this process. So with that, I suppose that's really most of what I wanted to talk about for sunstones and moonstones for this eclipse time. I'm feeling so moved by the amazing energy that this day has created, and I'm so pleased to see how this has really shifted things right now. I feel like people are feeling happy, are feeling joyous, are feeling a cause for celebration and a cause for sharing the connection that we all have as human beings, and sharing this idea of oneness and how we're all touched by this beautiful eclipse and we can all share and enjoy it. And so thank you. And I'm riding the high of this eclipse right now. So I hope that you get out there, you spend some time with your crystals, you really soak up these good vibes, and that you find some creative ways to integrate this amazing eclipse energy. So with that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will talk to you soon. And until next time, I'm Ashley Levy of the Love and Light School of Crystal Therapy and Crystal Blessings.